Hi guys, my name is Claire Elms and I'm from Inspire You. I am an emotional wellbeing consultant, therapist and life coach, and I'm here today to talk to you about my Inspire Teams program, which is launching this week. So I'm really excited. I'm really pleased that you guys are here. This is going to tell you a little bit about what I'm offering, and then if you're interested, jump on a chat, we can talk it through. I'm guessing you're here because you want to support your staff's well-being, or maybe you want to support multiple companies with their staff well-being packages. You might have lost a sense of team and want to have something to support your well-being. You want to value your best asset, your team, and help them reach their potential. Post-COVID, your company are restructuring, so you're thinking about changes when returning to work. And office spaces, flexibility, that sort of thing. And the potential for people to work from home, because a lot of companies are doing that now. So your staff are also potentially reporting stress and anxiety and burnout as a consequence of COVID. So you want to be able to help them as well. You probably fit into one of three categories. So either you know you need to update your wellbeing strategy, but you are unsure on what changes you need to make. You may have started up a business and know you need to make the changes, but you don't know how to do that and what to do. Or you know exactly the changes you need to make, and you need support with implementing those changes. So outcomes from sort of this quick video is to help you to understand the solutions that are available from my point of view, and help you to implement staff wellbeing for your staff. You'll know what I offer and you'll know how I can help you, and you'll have an opportunity to work with me. I'm offering a great freebie at the moment for this week. So I will jump in and tell you a little bit more about everything. So my name is Claire Elms. As I said, I am the founder of Inspire You. So my business is built on empowering businesses to support staff to get the right work-life balance, prevent burnout and staff sickness, increase positivity, productivity, motivation, and foster team dynamics. So through coaching and therapeutic techniques, I help people to tap into their potential and transform their lives for the better. So I love to support organisations, and I also do a lot of support with one-to-ones and individuals and families, offering things like workshops, group coaching, one-to-one coaching. So there's loads of stuff that I offer. So I guess the sort of why me, I've been in the wellness industry for a long time, and I bring a massive wealth of experience to what I offer my clients. I love supporting teams in particular, and love watching people making changes which make massive differences in their lives. So I'm really passionate about things. I love being part of a team, and I love supporting team dynamics and looking at how to make teams work more efficiently. I'm really passionate about all of this, especially post-COVID, because so that people have the right work-life balance. I think a lot of people have taken COVID as a bit of a space to reflect and think about what they're after in terms of their work-life structure. And I think I'm really passionate about it, like for two reasons really. Like I suffered burnout back in 2015, and I was always a really conscientious worker. I was a doer, and I used to just do, and I still do, obviously. But the problem with that kind of mentality is that the more you do, the more you get given. And I was working 56 for several years, and it wasn't sustainable. So I hit burnout, and I would never have seen it coming. I was talking to friends about what I was going through, and they were suggesting I got signed off, and I was like, to me, it just didn't even cross my mind that I get signed off, and that just felt like completely alien. I think over the coming years, it has been much more acceptable, but at the time, it was like a sign of weakness and a sign that we didn't know what we were doing, and that we couldn't cope, and it just felt wrong. So yeah, I kept going. It was only because I got married and I had a couple of weeks off that I actually realised how bad I was, and then I was able to really take a step back, um, and reevaluate everything. And I think a lot of people have been doing that in COVID, of just like, actually, I don't want to be on the rat run anymore. I don't want to be like, doing 12-hour days anymore. So I've spoken out against workplace bullying as well. So I've actively campaigned. We've had quite a lot of really difficult management styles. I've been really like positively campaigning against making sure that the office dynamic and the office environment is a nice place to be, and a really successful, productive place to be. And I've always worked in teams to support like staff well-being. I think like I was always the go-to person that did the team days, did the everything that was in terms of organising anything for the team. So it sort of felt like a really natural progression for me to do this sort of work, really. So I wanted to give you guys some stats. Why focus on well-being? I know you're probably going, oh, I've got to sort out logistics, I've got to sort out this, I've got to sort out that. But actually, the well-being side of things, if you get that right, everything else will fall into place from it. So, poor mental health costs the UK employs up to £45 billion each year. And this is a rise of 16% since 2000, which is an extra £6 billion a year, which is a lot, isn't it? For every pound spent by employees on mental health interventions, they get £5 back in terms of reduced absence, presenteeism and staff turnover. And that stat was from 2020, so that's a really recent stat. And it's really true, isn't it? It's like, if you're not in the right headspace, you can't be productive in your work. So when people are in a positive state, they can find up to 12 more solutions to a given problem, compared to like one or two if they're in that kind of what we call fight, flight, or freeze, that kind of stressed state. And that's come from Fredrickson in 2008. So I just wanted to give you guys a few stats, and I presume you guys all know the big one, which is that 1 in 4 people suffer from at some point. That's the one that's often banded around. So most people know about that one, but if you don't, that's a really important stat, that it happened. It's really common in the workplace, especially. And I wanted to talk a little bit about COVID's impacting on everything at the moment. Obviously, many people are experiencing really strong feelings at the moment. Anxiety and depression are really, really on the rise. And they feel really overwhelming and relentless as employees. We've had terms like Groundhog Day, Corona Coaster. There's been loads of terms to kind of like deal with like the situation that we've been in, hasn't there, in terms of the highs and lows that everything has brought with us. People can go from being completely social media ready to like not wanting to get up and dress and sticking their pajamas on underneath like a top. With life coming back into a new normal, it's really important that we look at these sort of really strong feelings. Lots of people are suffering from what we call COVID re-entry anxiety. Just like, they've been at home for 18 months, or, some people literally haven't left the house or haven't left their bedroom. So to go from that to then like being out and about and doing everything is really, really tough for some people. We've all lost our routines, we all lost our structure, we all became a bit isolated. We've had to adapt to lots of change, and as a human race, we don't like change. There's been so much going on, all within the backdrop of this like really deadly virus that could kill you, and it's been really really tough, hasn't it? Many businesses aren't going back into the same way that they were before, so there's lots of change coming up, and that can feel really unsettling for people as well. And if you're starting to think about the changes that you're making, it's worth thinking about how the staff are going to respond. So in terms of wellbeing strategy, most companies have an EAP, an employee assistance program, but very few employees actually access them. I think there's something saw a stat earlier that said something like 8% of employees actually access. So organisations are starting to recognise the importance of a wellbeing strategy and how it is so vital post-COVID. So if you've got one, great, you know, because it's really important to look at it, but it's definitely worth reviewing it if you haven't reviewed it for a little while. If you haven't got one, a good wellbeing strategy includes things like organisational culture, so looking at work-life balance, looking at engagement, looking at purpose, career progression, achievement, growth, financial support, physical stuff such as food, what I call food, mood and snooze, so food, mood and sleep, really, really interconnected and really impact on people's emotional well-being. And then looking at early prevention, so when people are starting to become aware how you can support them, and immediate support that when people are starting. So that's kind of in a nutshell the sort of the stuff. I wanted to talk with you guys about the solution, like what I can do to help you. So I offer bespoke solutions to each company I work with, both digitally and face-to-face. It's a modern world. Firstly, I'm offering for this week a free audit of your wellbeing strategy. So in my stand, you'll see a link for a free audit. So click on that, fill in your details, and myself or my colleague Pip will ping over the information for you to get your wellbeing. Then I can offer you a bespoke redesign of your strategy, which involves surveys to staff, discussions with senior management, like project management groups, all that kind of stuff to get your wellbeing strategy to work for you. If you're a startup company, I can help you from the bottom up. So get everything from the start, you know, the bare bones, the foundation in, so that you have covered everything and it's not just a tick exercise. And I also offer things like awareness workshops to really focus on what can be included, to get employees buy-in and how to actually roll this stuff out to employees so that they're aware of it. So the packages I offer a team day workshop package, which consists of a space to focus on wellbeing, have a creative, fun and safe way, ensure that staff feel listened to, and that there's a focus on how managers can utilise the information received and how to inform your strategy following on from those days. So they consist of like focus on key topics, so things like imposter syndrome, things like self-care. You know, the list is literally endless. Habit building, you know, there's so many things that we can support with you guys and do. I either do like an hour webinar potentially to like a 2 to 3 hour workshop where it's a bit more interactive and we use a lot of different creative approaches. Yeah, so that's kind of one of the packages I offer. And the package that I've launched this week is the monthly Inspire Teams package, which I'm really excited about. So this is going to be going live in September, but obviously we need to do a lot of work beforehand, so that's why it's going live now, and launching now. So what I'm going to be doing is offering monthly webinars and workshops as a kind of standard package, with access to an online system which includes things like, there'll be like a theme of the month, so say stress, for instance, then you'll have tip sheets to manage stress. There'll be different things to do with affirmations and stuff like that. So there's going to be loads of information that staff can access wherever they are, whatever they're doing. So there'll be staff assessments, staff emotional wellbeing assessments. So looking at periodically where your staff are at when we start, where your staff are of 3 months, 6 months down the line, just to make sure, you know, everyone likes to start, don't they? Everyone likes to see that things that they're putting in, strategies they're putting in are actually working. There'll be daily habits and team building activities, challenges. So there'll be like monthly challenges with the team to improve team dynamics. And there'll be lots of stuff around recognition. So how to recognise staff doing a good job. I think a lot of people, when I speak to them, have actually don't know that they're doing a good job because everyone's just so busy doing their own thing that no one's actually said, you know what, you did really well there, thank you for that. And it's something that we do miss out on a lot, them like working. So yeah, so that's everything from there. And it's got a good opportunity to shout out to peers if people are doing a good job as well. So those are like the basic packages. Then I've got like VIP extras, and the VIP extras include things like one-to-one sessions to support staff and managers who are either struggling or they want to enhance their performance. So they might want a bit of career support in terms of moving up to the next level. They might want support around stress, anxiety, and other mental health related things. So it helps employees to strive for goals, stay accountable, and just break things down and make it really manageable. The other thing I offer is group coaching, so team coaching and group coaching. Everyone brings something and gets coached on it, or we look at supervision. So we look at pushing projects forward, how to support when things get stuck, and helping team dynamics and helping projects to stay on track. And the other thing that I do is group programs, so things like sleep and habit building and mindfulness courses. So they're all based with scientific evidence. They're all backed by loads of they're proper courses. They're not just me making up as I go along. I wanted to give you guys a couple of testimonials. So Claire delivered a fantastic workshop for our society members on tackling stress, burnout and self-care. We received very positive feedback from all who attended. We learned so much and got helpful techniques for combating burnout. So that one, obviously, if you don't know, I'm going live on Wednesday at 2:30 to talk about stress and burnout and how we can cope. So I really recommend that you guys jump into that. Claire is professional, engaging and very knowledgeable, would highly recommend. The COVID Crusher Challenge has been great for me, giving me loads to think about and already feeling much better in myself. This is just what I needed to give me a kick in the right direction. Thanks to Claire for the support. I'm really grateful. The COVID Crusher Challenge is something that I've run in my Facebook group. It was a 4-day habit building challenge, goal setting, just to get people back on track. And I ran that last October when things were sort of starting to open up a bit more. Claire is professional, friendly and knowledgeable. She's been my clinical supervisor throughout this difficult year and offers practical and helpful advice. Her support is personal, genuine and insightful. So I think that's kind of everything. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about is that I do have an affiliate scheme with a fitness company. A lot of people, when they talk about wellness products, they also want to do fitness side of things. Fitness stuff isn't for everybody, but a good chunk of staff do like a bit of a fitness program. So there is access to a fitness portal through an aligned company. They're based in Sussex, and they have like a face-to-face in Lancing, Hove, and Shoreham. But they have loads of on-demand live and on-demand just accessible programs. So jump into that if you need. And I think that's everything. I feel like I've talked a long time. I hope you understand and I hope you get everything that I've talked about. It would be great to jump on a call and get to know everybody, and I will speak to you later. Really looking forward to today, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye.